Imagine living on a street where shootings, prostitution, drug dealing run rampant. Your life endlessly endangered with seemingly no way out. Now imagine that very same street doing a 180-degree about-face. Here now is the miracle on Andy Street and the woman behind it.
Team number one, raise your hand.
What you're seeing here may not look all that extraordinary, but you're watching a miracle in progress. This neighborhood cleanup day is about much more than picking up trash and debris or having fun in the streets or good food. It is symbolic of what some have called one of the most dramatic community transformations in modern urban history, certainly in the history of Long Beach.
I hope that we can be a model for other streets to show them that fear doesn't have to end everything. It should be a boot in the butt to start you thinking, what can I do to help?
Andy Street is just 1.5 blocks long. Located on the north side of Long Beach, this small area had become a huge headache and a source of embarrassment for city politicians and police alike. A hotbed of extremely violent and deadly gang and drug activity. A neighborhood governed by anarchy. Its residents held hostage in their apartments by fear and hopelessness.
I remember when we first moved here, there's a lot of people fighting, shooting, and we called the cops, and the cops were afraid to come over here. I can say that they were afraid. That's how bad it was.
Indiscriminate gunfire, gang fights, prostitution. Things were so out of control, even the Postal Service wouldn't send its carriers to this street.
I want everybody here to be safe. I don't want to see another neighbor shot. I don't want to see another mother cry because her son or daughter are killed for no reason.
Finally, things came to a head during a law enforcement sweep. That's when this woman, Laverne Duncan, who went along on the sweep, realized just how bad things on Andy Street were and how helpless and terrified many of the residents felt.
Knocking on doors, I was amazed because what happened was the people would come out and start clapping for us and saying, thank you for coming. I mean, who ever heard of people thanking the police for coming to their door, knocking at the door? This is 9 o'clock at night, and people are coming out and clapping for us and say, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to help us. And that touched my heart so much.
She was really the catalyst of what happened there because she was wanted so much to give them back their own control and empower them in their own neighborhood.
Laverne's education became the beginning of Andy Street's redemption. She decided the situation had to change and that she would lead the effort if necessary. As an employee of the Department of Community Development, she was able to enlist other city agencies to help out. First, the city attorney put pressure on absentee landlords to get rid of the criminals in their apartment buildings.
Here in Long Beach, we have an ordinance. It's called a nuisance abatement ordinance. And what we can do with that is charge an owner with a nuisance if he does not clear up the mess that his tenants are making.
So you basically went to the owners and said, now we can do it this way?
Oh, we can do it the other way.
Getting the owners on board, or at least in line, by threatening legal action if necessary, proved to be critical. By 2001, crime on Andy Street began to drop dramatically. The next step was getting residents to take pride in their neighborhood.
People don't want to live in fear. They don't want to live in a neighborhood where there's trash and there's graffiti and there's prostitutes, because believe me, there were prostitutes, there were drug deals going on. They don't want that. They don't want them for themselves, and they don't want that for their families.
After a slow start, more and more residents started to take part in meetings aimed at improving conditions here. Neighborhood cleanups, even a mural.
So the first thing we did was got the kids together with an artist, and we did a kid-conceived and perceived mural and let them paint the whole darn thing and work on the whole thing. So we got the kids involved in some entitlement and ownership of that neighborhood.
Why is that critical?
If you don't have the kids and the families bought in and empowered to do, I think it just is the same old thing. Once we did that mural, that belonged to those kids, and there was not going to be any graffiti on it.
I think that there was a real desire to say we can do this. We can take control of our own area, reduce crime, make it a better place to live, a safe place to live, and we can do it by working together. Now, that takes having some resources to do it, and it takes, on the part of the city, at least having some good people in place that care about it, which we did.
By 2007, crime had plummeted 30% and continued to fall significantly. These days, you can see kids playing outside, neighbors waving, walking around. What was unthinkable just a few years ago is now routine. And Andy Street has become a model for urban renewal and community development around the nation. The Miracle on Andy Street is a shining example of what can happen when people are empowered to make a change.
In the city of Long Beach, we have about 900 policemen. This is a city of 500,000 people. Do the math. There's not enough cops to go around. What is the solution? We are. We have to care about our neighborhoods. We have to care about where our children are going to grow up.
When we come back, how one baseball great is using the sport to teach lessons in perseverance and life to youngsters who need it the most.